Hello YouTube, my name is Eric Kovalevsky, I'm a game developer, and I just participated in TOJam. Now TOJam is not that gross stuff that's between your actual toes. It is the Toronto Game Jam. It's the big annual game jam that's happening here in Toronto, usually around this time of year. And this year was the 13th annual one. With over 600 people participating, and I was fortunate enough to be one of those people. So this all happened all in one building. 600 of us, all creating games in, I guess, about 56 hours. We started on Friday at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then it finished on Sunday at 6 p.m. I saw a ton of really cool projects, met some great people, and just, it felt quite different than, doing an online game jam just by yourself at home. You're in this building, sitting in a room with 20 people surrounded by other game developers, essentially, but you're just like in this atmosphere of creative energy, and yeah, it felt really cool. The theme this year was winning is for losers, and take it how you want to take it. So my mindset went with wanting to take an established game, something that's really well known, and then reverse it, or reverse the rules or the goals. So after giving it a little bit of thought, I decided to go with pool, billiards. I think it's a really fun game. I'm not particularly good at it in real life. But just the idea of, using the angles and the way they bounce against the walls to hit the other balls, I thought it was always really cool and really fun. So I wanted to do something like that, but in reverse. So in this case, I decided to give it a bit of an action twist. The goal is you still hit the other balls, but after a certain amount of hits, you destroy them. And so, like, where you would normally have pockets, you have these bases that basically recharge your health when you hit them, because when you hit the other ball, your health goes down too. So you don't want to hit the enemy into those pockets, because although the enemy itself will not regenerate, it will destroy that pocket, and then you're not going to be able to heal yourself anymore. So I just kind of went with that sort of a rule set, and originally I wanted to do something kind of sci-fi themed, but just like with the previous game jam I did, I kind of decided to go into a more of a fantasy cartoon direction, and I don't know why. Maybe it's just because it's more fun for me as an artist to draw that kind of stuff, the facial expressions and things like that. So I decided to go with that, and I had a lot of fun with it. But still wanted to be kind of spacey looking. So I did everything for this project except the music and the sound effects. I recruited the help of what are known as floaters, which are basically just these specialists that sign up for the game jam, and they usually help out around well, in this case, this guy was helping out 3 teams altogether, or 3 or 4 teams including myself. So he banged out the music and the sound effects for me within the first day, gave them to me the following day, and I thought they were really great. But other than that, I just kind of did everything myself, and I think it turned out really well. I was lucky that I didn't encounter any kind of crazy problems that needed hours upon hours of troubleshooting and debugging. So I was fortunate in that way. Maybe because the goal was so simple, but to be honest, at the same time, it did involve me working with something that I've never worked with before, and in this case, that's a physics engine. Now, the Game Maker Studio does have its own proprietary physics engine, and a lot of the people I learned from, a lot of the people who make the tutorials and things like that I learn my knowledge of the tool from, they don't really use it. They always have their own formulas and their own mathematical equations for their own gravity and how things move and how things work, which is understandable because it gives you more control, of course. But at the same time, I do feel like it's a bit of a waste, because this physics engine is there. The creators of Game Maker, they took the time to program it, and once you kind of enable it and get it to work, it's really not. It's quite powerful and quite versatile, relatively speaking. And I enjoyed working with it a great deal, and I think I will make use of it for some future projects as well. So that was my first experience with TOJam, and what a fantastic experience it was. I mean, I had a ton of fun. I learned a lot. I met some cool people. Um, definitely gonna come back and do it in future years in the foreseeable future. For now, the game itself can be downloaded at the link down in the description. It is a Windows executable file, so you don't have to install it. You just double click it and it runs, and you can just play it like that. I do want to have a web browser version at some point, but unfortunately that's not working at the moment. I didn't really have a lot of time to test it and see why not, but I am going to look into it. But for now, do download the game. To be quite honest with you, I think I created something that's a lot of fun, fundamentally speaking, and I actually do plan to build on it. You know, maybe create more levels, add more features, graphics, things like that. So, I mean, when I was demoing it at the end of the festival, at the end of the jam, a lot of people seem to be quite into it. You know, they really wanted to get through the level and to beat it. So I think I have something on my hands here. So do play it. And tune in next week for another devlog regarding my other big project that I'm working on at the moment. Thank you so much, as always, for tuning in.